bandwidth and hosting for the British Tech Network is provided by UK2.net. Innovative, affordable and reliable web hosting.
It's the Gamer Show! Hooray!
Don't sound so enthusiastic, you freak.
Yeah, I was getting the Mickey Tune out of me on Xbox Live the other night for how I say it's the Gamer Show.
Were they?
Yeah, it was...
That means even our friends listen to it.
Well, that's all that does.
Yeah.
We are back for another round of stuff around video games.
Torturous tedium.
How are you guys upon this eve?
Rather spiffing.
Rather spiffing. Well,
Indeed.
That's nice. I am fine. Thank you very much for asking.
Pleasure.
Yeah. We've got
You still sore?
I couldn't move on Saturday.
I was gonna say it's 2 days later, does it?
Oh, it's Saturday. I genuinely couldn't lift Ava on Saturday. Crazy.
It's all fun.
Chiz talked me into going to the gym on Thursday night, so that was good fun.
I broke him. It was fun.
It was. I had to go and stand outside because I was going to be sick.
Last time I went to the gym, I just left halfway through to have a fag. Oh, I miss smoking.
You're going to be sick. It means you worked yourself hard, which is good.
I will take that.
I'm surprised you're not sick every
they-
time you have sex, to be honest.
Oh, I am.
gonna say that.
It's not because of energy though. It's
right, you're feeling brave.
yeah. So so Ellis in the chat room is saying don't smoke, Sam.
I don't.
So that is one of those. Technically, you do that. That's still smoking.
It's not.
It's one of those.
It's official. It's now in the dictionary. It is vaping.
Vaping. Wow.
And
Yeah,
I
I
had
thought
it
that was
confirmed
totally
to
different
me
thing.
by a doctor that it is phenomenally better for you.
I thought vaping kind of defined you anyway, but not for smoking. But
What?
Anyway.
vaping, vapor.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, anyway, moving on. Grand. Also, we've been asked, we're not playing a game tonight, so it's a new format. We do a show, and then we play a game immediately after the show. So we're going to play Assassin's Creed Unity after the show tonight, which is just another playthrough that I'm going to have to leave in some kind of file somewhere, because I still haven't published the Goat Simulator that we did last week. But I
Are
will do
people
that.
asking questions, Paul, or are you just talking?
No, they are. Look, you can see them.
Well,
There's
we
text.
can't see them.
You can see that there's text.
Actually, now that you've got your hand there, no, can't see anything there.
No, that I'm gesticulating wildly up my screen.
Right,
it's all
okay.
good. It's all good. Anyway, so the first thing we just wanted to talk about was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Did you guys watch the trailery type thingy?
Yes.
Bob?
Yep.
What did you think?
There were pictures, and some of them moved.
I would say, well, the impression I got, what went through my head of all the Assassin's Creed, this is probably the one that would be the most appealing to you, Sam.
Yeah.
The setting is very much
It actually is a bit.
up your alley crevice.
Indeed it
There's
is.
too many Abraham Lincoln style.
There's a
beards
lot of
going
facial
on.
hair. A lot
But
of facial
apart
hair.
from that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it does look quite good. So it's
Hipster convention.
what we've got here, we're actually showing a video from outside Xbox. They actually went through and kind of showed you the 7 things you should know. So as it says on the screen, there's this pre-alpha footage. So apparently it's all gameplay. This bit here is obviously a cutscene, but it's mainly gameplay.
Yeah.
You switch between 2 assassins, Jacob and Evie Fry. They're twins. Evie is a female. The main thing that it seems to be that kind of differentiates
You
the two.
can tell that because she has the boobies.
She does. And we're going to come to them
But
later.
so do you, so it's deceptive.
Mine are hairy.
He's the exception, not the rule, though.
And I'm not saying none, but very few women have hairy boobies.
So the
So
chat
you
room
can
says, good body, da boobies. Okay.
I'll
good.
take that as
We'll,
a compliment.
I think they were talking about Sam there, I think.
Yep.
So it's these twins, Jacob and Evie Fry. They are in a gang, so it's very gang related. I don't know if you remember Grand Theft Auto 2, where like basically all of the city was kind of broken into regions. There's probably definitely been other games I can't think of off the top of my head. But they kind of, one of the main sort of premises of the game is you build up your gang, and you kind of get into gang warfare, and you have to take over different areas of the city. This is obviously Victorian London as well. The two people, Jacob and Evie, have slightly different fighting styles. Jacob is a lot more head-butty, let's punchy, kicky.
Hash bash, straight in them.
And Evie's a lot more stealthy, run around and throw small daggers at people. The other interesting thing
do you
about
get to choose, or is there going to be set points at which you play her?
They've not really shown that off yet.
The theory is, though, that you're going to get to choose, but the story might dictate which one you have to play in particular parts of the story.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I've heard that from what I've heard and read, I think you play the majority of the game as the brother.
Right.
But I'd quite like it if you had if they had them both, but it was up to you what character you used for any of the missions. It was free. If you wanted to, just not play as Jacob at all and just play the whole thing as Evie or whatever.
Well, if they did it that way, then almost in effect you would have two different games, like one full-on fighting game and one stealthy style game. And I do like my stealthy style game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of stealthy style games as well. I
suspect it won't do that.
No, it definitely, certainly what I've read, you will be forced to one character or the other at certain points. But in the main part of the game, you'll have a choice. And the dude, Jacob, is the sort of main guy as well. He's kind of the guy that kind of drives through it. A lot of the ideas around this game, when it was just rumour, was going to be that it was around the time of Jack the Ripper, but it's actually about 20 years prior to that. Jack the Ripper being around in the late 1800s, and this is based in the swinging 60s of the 1800s.
Although
like 1860.
a lot of the Assassin's Creeds do actually span a few years, so
it's possible
this might just be the starting point, and then as the game progresses, it spans into that point.
Yep. The weapons are interesting. This is the first Assassin's Creed game I can think of that you don't sort of by default meander around with a sword. But you have a sword that you've hidden, mainly because there is police in this.
Yeah, if you start walking around with a mace or broadsword or just any standard sword, people will get a bit suspect.
I would more think that they'd be hanging out with like a little kosh, a little blackjack type thing.
So you got knuckle dusters.
Yeah, knuckle dusters, flick blades.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, a little bit of a cane sword or something.
You do have a cane sword in this, or certainly the bloke does. I've not seen anything about what Evie carries.
Wrist pistol as well, maybe.
Because it's
just coincidentally, it's just come up here.
I don't know if like the one that they've got the wrist gadget they've got in this one is basically like a Batman sort of grapple hook, which can get you up to its top buildings faster. And rather than having
a zip line as well,
and rather like the past Assassin's Creed before, they're all kind of before guns were kind of mainstream. Yeah. Now you've actually just got a revolver.
Yeah.
Which makes much more sense rather than having a gun with one bullet attached to your wrist, which you might still have, but you're better off just having a gun with multiple rounds in your pocket.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we'll see here that the combat's a lot more close quarters. So because of you're not kind of carrying a massive big sword and you're doing kind of sword fighting, it's a lot more head-butty type stuff, as you can see here. You get a lot more vehicles and things like that. So because this is late 1800s, the streets are strewn with horse-drawn carriages.
The horses are invincible. They can run over lampposts.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I want a horse that can do that.
So do I. Because cars in GTA can't even run over most lampposts.
I would prefer them to have like a wrist-mounted derringer or something as opposed to a revolver. It's like a small.
I would have said it was a car. If
no,
we haven't been talking about it in terms of a weapon.
It's like a cowboy would have referred to it as a lady's gun. It's like a little baby.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
They might still have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A card shark would have them in a Western film, like hidden up his sleeve.
So the other vehicles that you could drive, you could horse-drawn vehicles, which you can take over in a sort of a GTA style by jumping up on top of them and knocking the guy out the other side.
Apparently, you can have sort of like a fist fight on top of them as well.
Really? Oh, right. Okay, I didn't see that.
Jump from one to the other, but they've not shown that.
No. You can do street races as well. You can get on steamboats on the Thames, and of course, there's trains as well. And one of the I think it's an early DLC is. I forgot what it's called now, but it's basically a train sort of submission type thing as well.
the part what we're showing now, like it's basically like as you're taking over another gang. I was just kind of laughing at it because it's like, yeah, we'll destroy this gang, so they're not oppressing you anymore. But then once you've defeated that gang, now you all work for us.
Yeah. So that's how your gang gets bigger, is by defeating other gangs, and then they all have to come and join you. And there's other ways.
Become
you
the king of the assholes.
Interestingly, we're seeing in the video here. This is him. He's just put his sort of Ezio assassin's hood on, and this is kind of funny. This, when you want to go into assassin's mode, you basically take your bowler hat. That was back in
or just a hat. Well, I don't think it's even a bowler hat.
It's your sort of fancy hat.
Yeah.
It kind of vanishes, and then this hood appears from nowhere, and all of a sudden you're stealthy. Now, I would have argued that you're more stealthy in Victorian London wearing some kind of bowler hat than an assassin's hood, but that's maybe just me.
Yeah.
Did you know, random piece of information here, the
collective sigh.
Yeah, sorry. The most popular hat in the Wild West, what do you think it was?
Bowler.
It was the bowler.
Sorry, I already knew that, but I could have been a gentleman there and went, I do not know, Sam. What is it?
It's quite... I like that piece of information.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
You could have humoured him, but
I chose not
to. It's all right.
You took the Sam route.
I'm just so used to people pandering to my every needs.
Even though there's obviously two protagonists in this, there is no multiplayer. There is no multiplayer.
Massage my feet.
Which, did either of you play the multiplayer in Unity?
No.
I attempted to get to play the co-op with Mr. Scott Roy, but it didn't even work.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that.
I took the disc out of the box once, and then it went straight.
So now
and a hatchet. I like the look of that hatchet. Is that a weapon you can have?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Yeah, the multiplayer part of Assassin's Creed has never really appealed to me anyway, so I won't particularly miss this one. Doesn't have it at all, but. There might be there will be folk out there who really enjoed it, so it's sad for them.
I like the idea of it because none of the multiplayer has ever been on the same machine. It's always been over Xbox Live, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's So I mean, that's, I would probably want it on the same machine if we were going to kind of.
Well, we also have to bear in mind this is Ubisoft, and after the horrible release of Unity.
Well, it's interesting.
Pinch of salt, everything.
Before we move on to that,
okay. I did a segue.
You did a segue, but it was too quick because we just have to cover off.
I did a segue.
Syndicate is released supposedly on October the 23rd this year. PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. Now, Chiz, do that segue again.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, does everyone not remember when Unity launched and it was a broken mess?
Yes.
So take Syndicate with a pinch of salt.
Thank you, Chiz. Funnily enough, it's strange you should mention that,
all right,
Chiz.
Yeah.
So,
do you know, to the outsider, it might actually look like me and Chiz have some input on the show. How wrong they would be.
I was told if I rubbed Mystic Meg really hard, I would gain her powers, and it seems to be working.
Ubisoft did a straight in... Not Ubisoft. Who makes Assassin's Creed?
I broke her neck.
I've just completely forgotten. Anyway, the people who make Assassin's Creed, whoever they are, I've forgotten.
Ubisoft.
It is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Ubisoft, or...
for some reason, in my head there, I said Ubisoft and it didn't sound right. Anyway.
Booby.
At the beginning of the press conference, they did something kind of strange for the video game industry. They opened by apologising. So this is the video here that I'm showing here. They opened by apologising for the poop storm that was Assassin's Creed Unity and all the issues and things like that came along with it. Which I thought that was quite straight up of them. It was very good of them. And that guy has an awesome beard.
Did they apologise for it being French?
That guy is French, so he probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Although they clearly didn't even like the Frenchness in it and had them all speak British anyway. As in, with British accents.
The crowd spoke French. When you walk through the crowds, it was all Je m'appelle
Bonjour. God, we are.
Je m'appelle Phileas Fogg. What?
This is why we have so much appeal on the continent.
They basically accepted that it was too ambitious. They were trying to do something really awesome. And actually, when you play through the game, you could see Paris is beautiful. When you're kind of up high doing the synchronizing thing, and you look out over it, it is really gorgeous. They did really well.
What broke it was the amount of people they had on screen, which the game just couldn't handle. And if you notice about Syndicate, so far what they've shown, there's nowhere near the sort of same amount of people. They've kind of went, we need to scale that back.
Yeah, some of the crowds and stuff. We're going to immediately after this, and so if you're listening to this after the fact,
it makes me sad they've not
get this in a week.
Yeah, but it makes me sad they've not even attempted to keep the same amount of crowds, but actually fix it so it works.
But one of the things I got, if you can watch this video, we'll stick the video in the show notes. Listen to it, and basically, I didn't really think about this, and it's wrong of me because I work in a dev profession as well, but all of them are kind of saying, 4 years of hard work was encapsulated on the internet by one faceless body.
Yeah.
And it was like they had poured their heart and soul into this, and all people were talking about was this guy with his teeth hanging out.
The thing is,
we did that.
I don't blame the actual developers. It's Ubisoft, the publisher themselves.
Yeah.
They released it far too soon because a bit of developers knew themselves it wasn't ready.
Yeah.
But they decided this is when releasing it. It's coming out now, and rather than delaying it, like what happens with a lot of games, because they're not ready, they just released it to try and cash in for their yearly Assassin's Creed before Christmas release.
Exactly, the yearly Assassin's Creed. That's half the problem, is that Assassin's Creeds are coming out far too quickly.
So as far as I'm concerned, it shouldn't be the developers apologising, it should be the publishers coming out and saying it.
Has a publisher ever apologised for pushing a game out too early?
No, it's always the devs. It's thrown upon for that. But hey ho, we are where we are in our industry, as it is. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Unity.
Well, we're not really in it.
I was reading
like
the
to think I
internet.
am.
Yeah.
We're in it in the sense that we're consumers.
When you poked that guy in the eye one time, you were
Yeah.
in it.
We're consumers.
I licked it better though.
The specs for the Oculus Rift, or the specs of the machine that you need to have for the Oculus Rift, have come out. It's going to be an NVIDIA GTX 970 or an AMD 290 equivalent or greater, an Intel i5 4590 equivalent or greater, more than 8 gigabits of RAM, compatible HDMI 1.3 video output.
If you've got 970, you've got that.
Yeah, 2 USB 3 ports, and at least Windows 7 Service Pack 1 or new.
Yeah, I pass.
I think most of
but
those
by the time
things,
it comes out, there'll be that sort of spec will be cheaper to get
you
anyway.
know what? Actually, I was reading this, and realistically, most people, and I'm going to make a wild, broad assumption here. If you're in the market for an Oculus Rift, you're probably a reasonably hardcore gamer. So if you have a gaming PC at all, you're going to have one that fulfills most of that. The only one that I can think people might struggle with and might have to upgrade is maybe the graphics card.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else there, I can't see you having a decent gaming machine at the moment with less than 8 gigabits of RAM, less than an HDMI 1.3, and probably less than 2 3.0 USB.
For gaming, 8 gig at the moment is still all you need.
Well, exactly, that's what I mean. So you're probably going to... There's a chance your processor might be out there, but I'm actually kind of surprised at that. I would have expected like 12 at least.
My processor's a bit below that, but I've got it overclocked, so it runs actually faster than that processor anyway. So,
yeah.
But...
Yeah, apparently the Rift runs at 2160 by 1200 resolution and 90 hertz split over dual displays. This consumes 233 pixels per second.
Just saying numbers that none of us know.
Yeah, I know that sounds really big, but
yeah, it's just more of a if you're planning to get one and all you've got is like a laptop or a modest PC, you will exactly you will have to buy something more with a bit more oomph to get going. So if you expected just to plug it into your standard whatever you've got, like a Mac laptop or just a mini PC which doesn't have much sort of power, that won't work. You'll have to get something that's a bit more hardcore gaming wise. Well, maybe not hardcore, but much more that way.
I was actually I was actually looking at kind of gaming laptops not that long ago, and actually they are coming on kind of leaps and bounds. There's some pretty damn powerful.
But there was actually, and I can't remember where I read it. Pretty expensive, though. Yeah, they are pretty expensive, and somewhere where I read it said they won't actually work on laptops, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's maybe the heat build-up or something like that. But I remember reading somewhere in an article it said that to avoid using a Windows laptop or a gaming laptop with it. Interestingly as well, they've completely abandoned, or rather postponed, development for OS X and Linux because basically they're just focusing on Windows. Windows 8.1, but it will work on Windows 7.
Well, for those sort of specs, is there a Mac that...
Yeah, a Mac Pro.
Yeah, but exactly.
And even the graphics card, I'm not actually sure about the graphics card, but the rest of it, Mac.
You probably have to sink like $3,000 into a Mac to get it to run that as well. Would you not?
I mean, most of that. The graphics card again is the only one that I think I would have a problem with. A Mac Pro, you're going to be able to get most of those.
Yeah.
Maybe even a MacBook Pro with MacBook Pro with some kind of Thunderbolt dock that gives you the 2 USB 3 ports. But yeah, it's not going to be ready. The only way you'd be able to get running a Mac is Boot Camp, and you would have to have a Mac Pro, I would say, or at least a very high-end MacBook Pro with a Thunderbolt dock.
It's between that and the Vive, which is also like about, I think, what I understand, when they were showing off it was the HTC Vive, which looks really impressive as well. I think that'll probably be even more power hungry.
Yeah.
But so it makes me think, how is Sony going to manage what is Project Morpheus going to do in the PS4? Because that's nowhere near that sort of power. And so I think the Morpheus, I think, will hopefully be excellent, but I think it'll be much more limited compared to what these two devices can do.
I think the only thing you could hope with the Morpheus is that because Sony have control of the hardware and the software, they might actually be able to get a little bit more juice out of the hardware that's there. Maybe. So apparently the Oculus Rift launches during the first quarter of 2016. Prices yet to be announced, and pre-orders will open later this year. What's your thoughts? Either you guys going for this?
Well, I've got a close eye on it. I'm definitely keen to see what the price is, and I'll probably not buy one straight away. I'll wait, see how things pan out with it. But at the moment, I've got a PC that will run it, and by the time it comes out, I might have even upgraded further. So, but yeah, I've definitely got an eye on the Rift, because VR gaming is something I'm very much interested in.
I always have an eye on the Rift.
But I have this weird suspicion it'll make me feel sick.
Yeah.
And two, I think it's going to be out of my comfortable price range. If you just farted your total ball bag.
We should have
should get you.
We should do like a few. I was going to say a future podcast. We should have like a daring session where we dare Chris to play a first-person shooter with Oculus Rift,
and make him wear a horse's feedback.
If you could make it work on something, if you could make it work on something like the Alien whatever it was game, that would be my nightmare.
Ubisoft have also announced. Hang on, I'm gonna try and do these all at the same time. I should actually have like a lackey, like an Office Junior or somebody like that to come in and do these. Rainbow Six Siege
trained monkey would be better.
Last week Ubisoft announced a launch date
randomly in the middle of it
for the Rainbow Six Siege. Apparently it's going to come out on Tuesday the 13th of October. PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Interestingly, both the games we talked about so far are Ubisoft, and neither have got 360 or PS3 in their timelines. Ubisoft have pretty much all but announced that is them completely out of the previous generation market.
Apart from their biggest game ever.
I know, Just Dance. Yeah. Who buys those games anymore? Like Guitar Hero, Rock Band, Just Dance? I don't know anybody who buys those games.
For 12-year-old, it's girls who...
I disagree. I have a 12-year-old girl, and she has no interest in those games. She's currently playing through Half-Life 2, and is quite enjoying Assassin's Creed 2.
She's clearly more evolved than your normal 12-year-old girl.
Yes.
But, I think you're wrong, actually. I think it's probably more likely kind of 25 to 30-year-old women.
I think that's probably right, because that was kind of when you're in that age range, maybe a little bit younger than that, when you're in that age range where you're still having house parties, and it's kind of a good game to play in a house party.
Yeah. Good video.
I reckon Ross
keep
Roy
that
plays
one going. Bit random.
I know. I'm gonna switch that one off. Sorry, I wasn't sure that one anymore. Also, pre-ordering the game guarantees access to the upcoming beta as well, which I've
got access to. Thanks muchly, Ed Marshall, for sending me a code for that. Which I shall try out, and once it's up in access, I will give it a shot and report back.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to play some kind of live or something like that when that beta comes out, which would be awesome. Blizzard is tackling cheats. Sam, this was one you put up. Basically, people using bots on the World of Warcraft, and actually, I would imagine most other games, World of Warcraft is pretty much the only one that they have talked about.
It's been pretty kind of standard for a long time, that because it involves that much kind of.
It does. I mean, the standard
drag.
Yeah, what they've been doing for a while is
farming.
What they've been doing for a while is they've been basically banning people for life. But they've changed that now into a 6-month ban, which just got instigated last week. Was that a bird at the window? Did I imagine that?
Open the window. Let's get in. It was a big ass crow.
It was a big ass crow.
So somebody grabbed a screen grab, which suggests that on that day last week, over 100,000 accounts have been suspended. So basically, what this is people doing bots, as Sam just rightly mentioned there. It's basically bots to do those repetitive tasks.
I'll take the credit as well. Okay.
Well, you both talked about it. I wasn't really listening.
Words came out of my mouth.
She's just repeated the word grow.
It's just repetitive tasks. So it's basically people kind of creating bots to go and farm or go down a well to go and get some coins or something. Just kind of kill
mostly it's paid services. So, like, I'll pay a little man somewhere on the internet to take my character and naff off.
But this is a bot.
It's not like it's usually somebody in Korea. It's not that's actually doing it for you. Like, it's not like a whole business up and
you're right.
People in Korea going,
but they're doing
that's
both.
That's not against the terms of service. And this particular cull is about people writing bots because the line in their terms of use that they are kind of hitting people over the head with is quote, if a program is pressing keys for you, you've violated the terms of use. So this isn't about the sweatshops, the gold and loot sweatshops in...
What if you used that nodding bird thing to do it instead? Like a series of them. Would that still be...
I can't believe Harry Shearer's leaving The Simpsons, sorry. It's the nodding bird thing. I
think nodding bird, did you this?
In my head. Can't believe that. Crazy. Yeah. I've not watched The Simpsons for years, that's maybe why.
Why is The Simpsons even still going? It's crap now.
It's not as good as it was.
Just kill it.
In that particular article, it is talking about automated...
Yes, it's programs, but you're right, there is those kind of
But
sweatshops.
they've taken into account that the reason they've dropped it to like a 6-month ban as opposed to a lifetime ban is because they're taking into account that people are just doing it to get cash for themselves or level up their character as opposed to creating gold and flogging it for actual real money on the game.
Is it a case that their numbers are falling and they don't want to ban people who are still playing it?
I don't think they are.
They're not. I don't think they're as good as their heyday, but
they've still
they're
got
certainly not nosediving by any means.
Isn't it something ridiculous like? Is it 4 million or 6 million?
I don't know. They actually got a slight bump when they brought in that where it's free until you get to level 20. Mm-hmm. That got a lot of folk in, and it's on my to-do list as well for it to play it again now that free to level.
Yeah,
20.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, don't.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
just
expansion pack that released badgers of scrotum sauce.
We also found Sam found this. I'm just going to switch
badgers with
across
scrotum
to
sauce.
This. Here, Sam found this video here on the internet. So basically, this is Guild Wars 2 took an interesting view to cheats. So what we're seeing here is a repeat. This is a chap that was found cheating in Guild Wars 2. And the game developers and things like that decided to find an interesting way of humiliating him. They stripped him down to his pants and then forced him to fall to his death, basically.
Publicly. And they announced that they were going to do it, and they had spectators and stuff.
Yep.
But this is a different
well.
kind of cheating. He was actually cheating to enable him to beat people up in fights and stuff.
Yeah.
And like beat other players as opposed to kind of beating the game. And he was trolling people and just generally being chiz about it.
Yes, interesting. But that's what you get if you cheat.
I really enjoy that video.
I think it is quite funny. I do quite like how he waved. I would love to know if they actually went by his house and they were standing with a gun behind him, or whether they took control of his account and did that for him.
If you actually read it, they took control of the account.
I didn't read it. I don't read.
Okay. If you found it on audiobook, but
yeah, actually on that, I've started reading the Nancy Boys on audiobook.
What do you think to it?
I'm only about chapter 4.
I think it's odd and funny and good.
I'm not into it yet.
No,
I have to say.
I like Neil Gaiman.
I've never read any Neil Gaiman before, but I'm only on about chapter 4, I think. Chapter 5.
They're currently making a TV. I think it's HBO. TV series of American Gods, which is one of the best books I've ever read, and that should be incredible.
Yeah, because you told me to read Nancy Boys before I read American Gods, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
American Gods is completely different, though. But
dragging myself through that. Cool. As it were.
I need to pee again.
Chiz, I think was it you or Sam that put in the Hideo Kojima Pervy Old Man article?
Yeah.
So, thoughts, listeners?
What is that?
So this
Paul described it.
Well, no, you please.
This is the Quiet Doll. We know you get like action figures for certain computer games and whatnot. This is the Metal Gear Solid 5 one. There's a card called Quiet, which has already raised a lot of attention.
Attention's the right word, yes.
But it has apparently soft, squeezable breasts.
Yeah. So this was from Hideo Kojima. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I have no idea.
Right. We'll go with Hideous Kojima.
Alright, just change it.
He posted this on Twitter, this picture here. We're assuming that's his hands all over it. And, quote, Play Arts Kai's Quiet is coming soon. Yoji, a supervisor, that's partly the hands of Yoji, a supervisor, says some soft materials enable to be pushed and lifted. LOL. So
you bunch of ass bags.
And although I read that article, and it's got interesting, like he's playing up at the moment, but this guy on Eurogamer wrote an interesting article which makes you think, where he's maybe doing, like, he reckons we'll have to wait and see, but he's maybe doing this to actually call attention to games doing this sort of thing. Because he has, for example, there was a bit in Metal Gear Solid 3 where, I've forgotten her name now, Eva is... You've got control Snake, and you can look wherever you want, and Eva's right in front of you and basically showing you massive cleavage. So as a player, the whole point is like, I'll look there. But what you don't know is she's actually secretly stealing something from you. So like he's like putting that in front of you. If you get distracted, it's your own fault, because she's actually using that to steal. And he says he's kind of playing on this female sexuality to actually show up these sort of things in gaming rather than do it himself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, it's his. Like, they reckon that could be the spin he's going with it, rather than him just being massively pervy.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see till the game comes out, because he has says there is a reason behind all this. So you have to wait and play the game, and he has said there's a reason why she's like this and whatever. And
because she's scantily clad. I mean,
you
can't see it, but you can kind of see it there. She is wearing a very, very lacking of material bra type thing, and tights that have got holes all over them.
Yeah, which I'm interested to see how it plays out, but it does very much have that Japanese perviness to it, which a lot of Japanese games unfortunately do have, because that's their culture. But we'll see how it pans out.
There's a wild sweeping statement there from Grant Chisholm. The opinions of Grant Chisholm do not represent the opinions of the British Tech Network.
Do we have used panties vending machines in this country?
But that isn't
in what country do they do that?
Yes,
that doesn't mean everybody uses them.
We have them here.
Yeah.
Because I've set one up. It's not panties so much as my tighty whities.
Sam was selling Ed's pants. He had like a little side of the road stand, and he was selling Ed's pants when he was living in his shed.
It's almost like a street.
Ed only brought one pair of pants with him. Have you just been forcing him to wear pants, scaring him till he soils it and then sells them?
You don't need to scare him, honestly.
Come on, Ed!
Come on,
do it!
Puts them on, 2 seconds later, skid mark. It just happens.
Just what he's like a marker. He just wipes and he wipes and he wipes. It's just never ever clean.
I saw brown toilet roll the other day. How do you know when you're done?
Where did you see that?
It was in Tesco's.
They should release like.
I don't know. How do you
toilet roll? It already has like it's just like it's printed on poo marks. It's like, oh man, I've no idea.
It's like wiping chocolate off a Mars bar, right? Nintendo released, and I know, Chiz, you're really excited about this.
Yeah, this is where I'm going for a pee now.
What? Really?
Yep. I've drank my Lucozade too quickly.
You really?
Can I join you?
Is this this is the third show in a row where you've had to disappear halfway through, isn't it?
I don't think you did last time, did he?
No, it was you last time. You went away between the two shows. Anyway, Sam, you're going to have to pay attention to this now. Nintendo has recorded its first annual profit in 4 years. How crazy is that, Sam? Tell me how crazy that is, Sam.
Well, how did they make a profit this time? What have they done that is new and...
Now, they narrowly missed sales targets for the Wii U and 3DS handhelds, but only narrowly.
Right.
So, fiscal year ended 31st of March 2015, and they actually did quite well. But that's not what I was going to talk about. I thought we'd mention it because we have actually talked about how Nintendo's taken a bit of a nosedive recently. So I'm just putting it out there because it's interesting. But, and this is cool,
it's just to get the fanboys excited.
They can't change their annual results to get fanboys excited.
They can.
No, they have a fiduciary responsibility.
Tesco kind of did it.
They had a guy or a team of guys that were... No, actually, we're not going to go into libelous statements here.
Opinions expressed on this program are entirely those of the presenter and not at all representative of the British Tech Network or affiliated companies.
But Nintendo, something they did do that I'm actually quite excited about. They have just penned a deal with Universal Studios to make a Nintendo theme park. Are you excited about this, Sam?
Yes, I will go.
Really?
Yes.
Genuinely?
No.
Okay. This is, of course, is Nintendo.
could I get to hurt Mario?
Well,
Is it going to be like Mario and
I would imagine it'll be
Toad?
like a Disney
I
kind of
would
thing.
love to kick Toad in the nuts.
Apparently, it's likely to feature popular characters from Nintendo's franchises such as Mario, Zelda, Kirby, Wario, and so on and so forth. So presumably in Nintendo Land, in the same way with Disneyland and all the other Universal properties, characters do wander about and you can interact with them.
See that
So
one
like-
there, that last one, that was my favourite character. The 3-dot connected by wire character.
The press release, Nintendo said, and Nintendo and Universal Parks and Resorts today announced plans to bring the world of Nintendo to life at Universal theme parks, creating spectacular, dedicated experiences based on Nintendo's wildly popular games, characters, and worlds. So I ask you, Chiz, you ready for this?
Yep, they've invented Sam's Dream World.
What rides would you like to see there?
Princess Peach ride.
Are they going to
As soon as
have?
that came out of my mouth there, I thought I know what gag he's going to go with.
Are they going to have like?
Flume into Zelda.
We have a show title.
Flume out
No,
of Princess Peach?
You can't have that show time, it ruins the gag.
Are they going to have like roller coasters and stuff?
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
it's-
down with roller coasters.
So I mean,
full stop.
you're familiar with Universal theme parks. There's one about to be built in just outside London, I believe. There's recently got
I
planning
think you were
permission.
going to say Leaf.
No, there's one.
They started, but everyone got nicked.
There's two.
Security guards got eaten.
There's two in Orlando, and they have like rides based on different things. So like there's lots and lots of Marvel based rides, lots of cartoon related rides. There's Simpsons stuff. There's Men in Black stuff. There used to be Back to the Future rides as well there. So this is likely to be like roller coasters and immersive sort of internal
sit in
roller
a car.
coasters.
I'm
Goes
kind
like
of
that with a big
not
screen in
that
front of you.
bothered
Yeah, basically.
about that kind of thing. If it's got an awesome roller coaster on it, I'd like an awesome roller coaster. I'm not bothered if it's dressed up as Batman's car or Wario's penis or what. Like, just as long as it's fun to ride on. Well, maybe Wario's penis.
His penis. Possibly.
Maybe that's what the log is shaped as when you go in the Zelda Flume.
No, that's Luigi's choppies.
Oh dear, so that could be cool. It didn't actually
It's
say.
a me, Wario!
They didn't actually say what this is going to be, but because there's a Universal opening just outside London, there's a chance that they might have some of the Nintendo stuff there. But I think it's more likely to be in their sort of bigger, more established theme parks, like the ones in Orlando or something like that. But we don't know yet. It's just recently been inked, so we'll have to see what happens over the coming weeks and months. This podcast and all the others in the British Tech Network are brought to you by the fantastic people. I'm just quickly glancing down here to change the screen behind me. By the fantastic people at UK2. They are superb. If you head on over to BritishTechNetwork.com/UK2 and you can take use of all of their fantastic services, websites, domain names, and everything like that. If you want to get some cash off that, on behalf of the British Tech Network, you can head on over to BritishTechNetwork.com/sponsors, and you can see all the different voucher codes and everything like that there. They are absolutely superb. Please, please, please support them. They are good people, and they have supported the British Tech Network for a long, long time. The other people I mentioned is the Patreon. Our Patreon is doing really, really well just now.
What are we up to?
What?
What are we up to?
I'm gonna have to go and make
£4-5.
change. No, I'm not going to do that. We're a lot. It's really, really nice.
Can we afford that subscription to Good Housekeeping that Ewan has always wanted?
Actually, coincidentally,
54 rumbling bitcoins.
what Sam and Chiz probably don't know is Ewan just took.
We see none of the money.
So look at all this.
Also, we see the money.
Chiz, Ewan just took ownership of the new British Tech Network towers today. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's a new studio.
Are we going to go down?
Well, you're always welcome to come down to the bash, but you guys don't come to the bash.
I came once.
Yeah, you came once.
Are we going to go down to the studio? Are we going to do a show in the big grown-up
We
studio?
can. We can go down for the weekend. We can go and see Ewan.
Is it just an ivory tower like Saruman's fortress or something?
It's kind of.
Yeah, Ewan has got Uruk-hai, who changed the cameras for him.
He's always touching his magic eye.
I'm glad his son's gone out the chat room. So he took.
It's corrupting him.
So Ewan moved into that today. He took a video actually and put it on Periscope earlier on today. So if you want to check out Ewan's Periscope account, you'll see the video of the new studio, and it's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to go down in July and see it. And if I can get these guys to go down to Birmingham, we might go down and do a show down there at some point as well. And that's all thanks to your
Don't make
Patreon
it sound like
support.
an effort. I just asked if we could go. If he can persuade us.
It's Birmingham, though.
He's full of brummies.
That, along with many other the awesome things that's happened to the British Tech Network recently, is all because of your Patreon support. So please, if you can afford to support us or you can afford to increase your sponsorship, please head on over to BritishTechNetwork.com/Patreon. If you can't afford to give us anything, that's awesome. And please just head on over and give us reviews and things like that in iTunes. It would be much appreciated.
Yeah, we've not had a review for a while.
We had that one review last show, but it was a negative review. Remember?
Yeah. Maybe we want more of them. They were
He
awesome.
didn't go far enough.
No, I did. We've already baited people before by going far enough. Remember? And then we actually, somebody put a one in. We baited him for not going far enough, and then he came back even more annoyed that he didn't actually think he was saying anything wrong. Anyway, and the last people I just want to thank is we are currently streaming live. Thanks to 100TB, and they are sponsoring the live stream just now. So if you are wanting to come along and join us every other Monday at 8 o'clock, you can head on over at BritishTechNetwork.com/live and join the vibrant chat room and get engaged and all that kind of stuff.
It's X-rated on the chat room.
It is a little bit X-rated.
These clothes are superimposed for the video. If
after.
you're in the
I
chat
actually
room,
put these clothes on afterwards.
if you're in the chat room, we are all in assless little thongs.
Chaps.
We're ankle deep
And-
in his
yeah.
nipple juice.
Yeah, Chiz is riding me in the chat room video
Yeah.
stream.
And if you come along to the chat room, we'll actually do a kind of games master type thing where you can ask Chiz a gaming related question. If you got stuck on a level, Mario Brothers 3, for example, Chiz will answer that question and be able to get you the secret whistle.
Well, cost you your firstborn child into my slave labour camp.
You know what? Because we've got the green screen, we should
Somebody push those
actually
keys and roll to
have your
Warcraft.
head hovering. We should find a
Yeah.
way to get your head hovering, and then people can ask you questions. Anyway. Chiz, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing Project Cars.
Project Cars.
Yeah.
Tell us about Project
Or
Cars.
I should say Project Community Assisted Racing Simulator.
Did you think of that? Because that's quite funny, but it sounds like something that somebody else
That's
said.
what the CARS stands for. That's why it's called Project Cars. That's what it stands for.
Community assist. That sounds like a disabled project.
What?
It's like something you reach out to the community.
It does
to do.
sound like something that Amy would volunteer for.
She was the lead programmer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been playing that on the Xbox One and really enjoying it. The car handling is absolutely superb. The amount of cars you can have screen up to like 45, the rain, the weather, change of the time of day as you're going. It's just really enjoying it. One of the best racing games I've played for a long time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of.
It's got its fair share of glitches at the
I was
moment.
going to say that. Yeah,
It's got there's like basically every race the audio goes a bit weird for a few seconds, and I've had the odd race where I've started it's had no audio at all and I have to reload the race. And there's seems to be on the Xbox One version anyway, there's a controller problem where sometimes when you turn when you full lock it one way, it won't turn back. You kind of have to if you turn back the other way straight away, the car doesn't turn; it just veers
Right,
veers
okay,
off the
that's
one way.
handy.
So you kind of have to let go of the stick and then put it back again, which is obviously a bit crap at the moment. It doesn't bother me because I'm using a steering wheel, so I'm whooping everybody at the moment because everyone's
Yeah, I've heard that.
horribly crippled. Just
Yeah.
the way
I would've
just the
thought-
way I like it.
Yeah. I would have thought it would have the same effect, being that, like, presumably it's sending similar signals.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at all the cars cycling through. I was
Um,
looking for some really crap ones. Have they got like a little
there's go karts, which are
Morris
just mental.
Minor type thing?
No,
Like
but
a mini?
So what's the difference in this and kind of like Forza and things like that?
Well,
is it purely just that
Forza's
it's a bit
more-
sim?
Forza's more like driving, like you're driving that car. It's all about the cars and loads of cars, and rather than being about actual racing, it's got races, but they're not like races you get in real life. If you know what I mean, these
Right,
are actually more realistic. You can do like it's touring car, and you've got like practice. You got practice 1, you got practice 2, and you can do them each for over or up to 30 minutes or longer, whatever. Where you can actually tune your car and change your setup. Then you've got qualifying, and then you've got the race.
Right,
And then you might have another race on the same track, but this one's longer, and you've got a mandatory pit stop. So it's like you can set up any way you want. It's open to do like as realistic as you want, or you can obviously change the sense where it does play more like Forza, but you'd be missing the point with this. This is less about the actual cars and more about actual racing them than like you're not changing how they look. You're not changing the engine parts. You're fine tuning it. Like you're changing your brake bias, the aerodynamics, the suspension, the dampers, your toe ends and crap. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I finally know how you feel when I talk about Total War.
Yeah, but as a game, like it feels much more like, it feels fantastic as well. You can actually feel when at the start of the race, if your tires are cold, you've obviously got less grip. And as you drive more and more, you actually feel your tires warming up and getting more grip. It's quite a satisfying feeling as you keep going and learn the track. Your tires warm up and you can take that corner that you went wide in before, and all of a sudden you start nailing it. And just I don't know whatever reason, it absolutely it does a great job of that.
So when you drive your steering wheel, do you drive first person like this?
Yeah. That's the view I use.
Yeah, I don't think it would really work very well
behind view. No, it feels weird. With a controller, I use it's chase cam view, but but when I'm using my steering wheel, I'll use that or the bonnet cam, depending if the vehicle. There's some cars which are, even in that view, you can hardly see anything. So like, all right, I'll use the bonnet cam so I can actually see the road. But the handling's just much better than say. I enjoyed Forza, but Forza 5, it always felt like the car was constantly sliding. You had no real sense of the car gripping at all, even at slow pace. With this, you can feel it when you're pushing too hard, and you know when to put your foot down, how much you should put your foot down, when to brake. 'Cause you're actually getting the sensation through the wheel, and from what I've been told, through the controller as well. And
it's an interesting view. I've never seen that.
How off-putting is it to have the steering wheel on the wrong side?
You get used to it. But
as that'll be the dashboard cam. Sorry, the bonnet cam, I should say.
Yeah. But yet, if you enjoy racing games, I'd say this is currently the best racing game out on the new consoles at the moment. Okay. Definitely check it out.
Cool. But for the moment, would you recommend waiting for the patch to come along that fixes the steering problem? Yeah. Or buy a Thrustmaster?
If you're planning to get a steering wheel, then great. It works brilliant with that. But yeah, if you're considering, but if you've not bought it yet, then yeah, I'd maybe hold off the patch. Hopefully, it's incoming within the next week or two. Because what was saying that everyone I've raced against, I've generally been faster with them using the steering wheel. The only person that's really been able to beat me and put in faster lap times every now and then has been Steve with the controller. He's been really good with the controller. Your brother's struggling at the moment, but I think once the controller patches in, he'll get the grips with it, because usually he's the same speed as me anyway.
Before he buys a steering wheel anyway.
Yeah, probably.
But he just bought a house, so he might be leaving it a little while to buy a steering wheel.
Has he bought a house as well? Is it?
Every time you say Thrustmaster, in my head it goes, brought to you by Grant Chisholm. Now the Donkey Dong.
We should find a way. And I know, Chiz, you said that there's probably not a lot of room where you're sitting there, but we should try and do a show, do a playthrough with Thrustmaster. Yeah, and because I'd quite like to go of it, and I'm sure Sam would probably
maybe when. No, I probably wouldn't actually. Maybe when we have a larger setup.
Yes, which is hopefully coming soon. Sam, what have you been playing this week, my fine lad?
I played a little bit of Child of Light, which was
the free game on Xbox Live recently.
It was actually quite fun. Quite enjoyed it. It was a bit kind of Final Fantasy-ish in that
the visuals.
You and your little friend have a fight, and you play an action, and they play an action, and then the enemy. I really liked the visuals on it. It was all a bit spacey and weird. It was quite good fun. That's about all I have to say.
So what's the story?
Is it a side scroller sort of view? Or?
Someone took a shed load of LSD and just recorded their dream, Paul.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much how it works. There's a princess, and a mum died, and a dad married a lady, and I think the lady was bad, and I think the lady killed the little girl, but the little girl wakes up in a weird dreamland, and then there's like big monsters and bad things happen.
I really do believe you should do like it's a plot sort of synopsis on the back of
TLDRs.
I do films as well.
on the back of
Mad
film
Max,
DVDs.
there's a man and there's some cars, and the man gets caught, and then he runs away, and
Imagine.
then he goes in more cars on the front of them, and then he escapes, and he takes over a van, and some girls are in it, and they drive around for a bit, and then there's water, and everyone's happy.
I think we should redo film trailers of you talking over it.
Instead of really even more monotone than that. And the other thing I was playing was the first Witcher, the remastered version. And I'm
not going to try. I have to find out video.
No, you don't. The first time I played it, I actually hated The Witcher, and I'm now thinking, I don't know whether
Did you give
it's
up too early on it?
because I've got the updated version, or it's been patched, or because my PC is better, but I just felt it played like poo the first time round, and I'm actually quite enjoying it this time round.
Okay.
Is it the enhanced one that's on?
It is the enhanced one.
Steam, how much was that? Was it
It
a
was
pound
like
or something?
£1.50, and I bought
I never played the first one.
I
I
bought
might
the
check it
second
out.
one for £2.49. I got both of them at the same time. I have played a bit more of the second one, and whilst that was supposed to be more open, I actually disliked the way it was kind of very linear. You get to a point, you make one choice or the other, and you still end up in the same place, but you're either being helped by Dave or Crazy Brian. I
It's
also...
it doesn't Act 1 and 2 in the same area, but there's a decision in Act 2, I'm sure, where Act 3 is actually, depending on your choice, you'll be in a separate area, and you have to do another playthrough to actually play that.
I think
other area and make a
I
set
think
of
I
acts.
remember that choice. choice.
Each can decide one army or the other, basically.
Yeah. Is that the squirrels or the other people? Is that
It's
that one?
after that bit, I'm sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I haven't played either of the Witcher games. I'm kind of looking forward to it because so I've got it to start playing this week. So I'm kind of looking forward to The Witcher 3 this week.
I would maybe play through the original ones first, but hey ho.
I
There is actually a story.
I'm not going to
and
have
it does
enough time.
continue.
I only play games for like an hour anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to get too invested.
If Paul
in the plot.
actually sat down and thought, right, I'm not playing Witcher 3 to have completed 1 and 2, Paul will actually be dead before he actually starts Witcher 3.
I'd also totally forgotten how graphic the creepy little sex card collection things are. They are pretty full on, actually. I'd forgotten about that. The witch one in particular was like my eyes burnt.
Yeah.
Pretty weirded out.
Sam,
I think,
and they still have that in the third one.
There is a card game in it, yeah, but
but the creepy
Creepy card.
shag card collection.
Do I
They
have to
do
click
have
that?
that. It's weird.
I don't think we do.
Did anyone? I posted on our Facebook page of it was Conan O'Brien doing a review of Witcher 3.
I didn't watch it, but I saw you put that up.
If you've not watched it, watch it. It's fantastic.
I did watch it. It was quite funny. But do you know what's better?
What?
The Conan interviewing Archer. Conan does an interview with Archer, and it is absolutely fantastic.
Right, Sam, I've got a challenge for you here.
What?
I want you to talk over the top of this trailer. You ready?
What? Are you not going to tell me what it? No. I don't know that film. How can I talk about that?
You've got to redo the trailer. Here we go.
All right, okay. Alliance, bringing you a film with people in boats and bikes. There's a man and he's got a notebook. There's a woman laughing, and there's old people, and that's probably them in the future. And they were at a fairground once, and there's a man in a wheel with candy floss.
They've all caught
and he's
syphilis.
running, and they had to turn it off. And he's showing him his penis on a wheel. Oh my god! Oh my god! Penis shot. That man is disgusted. Look at him. He's looking away. He was horrified. She's quite turned on by it. And now she jumped off a rope and fell into a boat. And old people again. And a man in a hat and a ginger girl. And they're running around. And she's old again. And there's ducks and a girl. You never get that many swans in one place. There's a lot of people at a wedding. And they're all wearing white.
I feel the most inconsistent thing about this film is the swan numbers.
You never get that many swans in one place. They hate each other. And there's angry people, and she threw a book at them, and he's running, and he's driving an old car, and now there's bombs. Oh my God! There's
that's
bombs in the snow.
the final stage of syphilis.
It is. And they're dancing, and now they're riding on horses on the beach, and she just had an orgasm. And he's got a beard, and he's in front of a house. And it's in the paper. And she's back again. And he's rowing again. He lost the boat. And she's getting married again. How many times is she getting married? She's a hussy, and she's wearing red. And she's wearing a red as an old person. And he's looking a bit crazy drunk man now, and it's raining, and now it's not.
Cyclops is
There was letters in it. There's a lot of letters. And she's in the rain again. More boats.
I only saw one notebook.
Looking smug in a boat, naked painting, old man, old woman. Oh, old woman and swans. Old man again. There we go.
Dear.
It's beautiful.
In case you hadn't noticed, that was for the movie The Notebook.
The thing is
How could they not get that from my description?
The thing is, that's actually scarily a lot like how Paul describes videos on the podcast anyway. A man is walking through a door now, he's sheathed his sword. Oh no, they're talking about it now, he's sad.
His name is
Dave. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Unity, which we're actually going to play after this, as I've mentioned at least twice in the show so far.
Do you want me to do a quick description of the game, Paul?
So far, I'm only about, I'd say a couple hours in. I'm only a couple of hours in. And
So you've basically finished as far as you're concerned.
pretty much, I'm sending it back.
What are you making of this one for the setting and everything?
It's beautiful. It is, and because
It does
I've got
look
it now,
stunning.
because I've got it now, all the patches and things like that are in place. So I've not come across any of the empty faces or
Bird
anything
and
like
it's
that.
flying through the streets, flapping its
It
wings
is gorgeous. I am not seeing anything so far. The plot's different, obviously, but other than the plot, I have not come across anything that is different from any other Assassin's Creed.
It's just
game.
doing this. This is what I'm worried about.
It's just a
with the
bit
new
more
one, it's
city-based.
just doing the same
is.
things. I feel Assassin's Creed hasn't evolved enough.
No.
It's just
The plot's changed, but that's about it.
yeah. They're realizing people are wanting less and less of the future theme because that's bollocks.
It was
And then-
always rubbish.
Yeah, and they're focusing obviously more that way, but it's just there's not enough. I don't know. You're just doing the same things, and it still has the same flaws. Like the actual stealth in it's still crap, and it's like, oh, he's an assassin, but he just kind of butchers everyone he sees. It's,
Yeah.
it's more of a mass murderer than
He is,
assassin.
isn't
Yeah. Yeah, I certainly haven't.
And
nothing.
It'd
I've
be better if you
come
actually
across
had
so
a
far.
choice, but even then,
Yeah.
it's like they have tried it a bit more in Unity, where it says, "Well, if you do this and do that, you unlock. You can do this now." And and when you actually get into your main target, but even then, it's still kind of hack-eyed. It's just
I'm not even far enough in that I've found these other people yet. I'm still just one guy. The only interesting thing is there's somebody else in the future trying
Well,
to
no, like,
hack in that I keep having to be
when you're
pushed into different worlds.
when you're playing as your own, it's just you on the single player. The only time you've got other people is when you're playing in the co-op.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
I
I was
like-
kind of waiting for to get the option to move into them.
I like the assassin who has a massive headsman's axe on his back.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no. That's
That's
very
very
less of an assassin.
assassin.
Yeah, as like you can it's customize your dude to hold be a certain type of assassin, like use certain sort of a weapon type or whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. Feel like I'm kind of totally done with Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed, which I've been for a while. Like
been forever.
it was Assassin's Creed 4 was a slight return in form, but the only actual redeeming thing that made it enjoyable was the actual pirating.
Yeah, yeah.
When
It
you
wasn't
when it-
necessarily the assassin.
Yeah, when it actually got back to actually climbing the bloody buildings to get the synchronized, then you go and do your pissy little missions. Do it. Go and collect this now. Go and speak to this person now. Now you have to go and kill this guy.
No, I just want to
And-
be a pirate.
And no, you can't do it stealthily when no one spots you. You have to bash in his front door, kill him horribly, and then have everyone chase you out.
Mhm.
And just like,
I mean, there
What's
was one.
the story? Sorry, are they supporting the revolution? They appear to be killing Revolutionary Guards,
So
or,
at the mo-
or are they Royal Guards?
you'd be amazed how much the revolution does not play into the plot of the game
Yeah,
at all.
it's
Alright.
basically the revolution is going on around you while you do other things.
And yeah, you have no real
Yeah,
input
and,
into it
and
at
now
all.
and again, and basically what it seems to be getting used for is a reason for to have large amounts of people hanging out in certain places.
Yeah.
So you'll walk through, and there'll be people doing a demonstration and hanging people, firing effigies on fire, standing outside places that are guarded by these
Folk being
soldiers.
executed and
Yeah, but you just use those to kind of hide from other things. Your kind of
Yeah.
main plot. There's not a lot going on. What I did like was there was one mission where I had to break into Notre Dame. It's quite an early mission, And there was about 3 or 4 different ways that I could do it, and I only know that is because I kept getting caught. So
Yeah.
I was trying different ways to do it.
Yeah, like because your main goal there is to take out your main target.
Yeah.
Whenever you go on those main targets, you do get there's usually a choice. There's the odd one where it's just you don't have a choice, but there's maybe 4 or 5 of them that are like that where you kind of. But what I don't like about it is they're all signposted. It doesn't leave you to actually scope and find yourself. It's just kind of like if you do this, that unlocks that bit, then that happens.
But it's even like.
But rather than you going,
like
what if I do that?
It's like in the previous ones, it's been a dot on the map. Now, actually, the dot on the map. You don't even have to come close to it. It's actually got this big shard of light that shoots up into the sky.
Yeah.
So from a distance, you can go, there's 7 ways into that place. That's good. Right, okay,
Yeah,
I'll go for the
there's
closest one.
no
Just the dumbing
self-discovery.
down of games.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
No good.
That's why I really enjoyed playing Pillars of Eternity, because it was back to like a puzzle is actually a full-on puzzle.
Yeah.
And there was no hints on. Well,
Yeah.
there were, but they were cleverly hidden.
And it's one of the reasons why I still think it's Deus Ex is still one of the greatest games
Yeah.
ever made, because it's open to you to. It doesn't hold your hand. It's just like if there's a building you have to get into, and it's up, and you can
Crack
so
on.
many. Yeah, it doesn't signpost anything.
Yeah.
It's up to you to just find
To
yourself.
work out how to
And
get in.
when you replay it, you kind of go, "Oh, I didn't know about this bit. I didn't know about
and
that
so
bit."
many games have failed, like to an extent. Things like Fallout came close to doing that, and Skyrim came close to being able to do that.
Yeah.
Not to the same. Like
He kind of forgave that because the world was so vast and big.
Yeah.
But
But in
if they
Deus
more
Ex,
games
it-
can incorporate that sort of thing, it's
But in
all the
Deus
better.
Ex, it was like you can focus on being super duper stealthy, or you can focus on being a killing machine,
Yeah.
or a talkie man, or a fixie computer blokey. All technical terms. In the biz.
The old gay days were better.
The Des Lynam class.
The old gays were better.
I said the old days.
Were they more nurturing, were they, Paul?
On that note, we will thank you very much
Pass
for
on their
joining
wisdom.
us. Thank you very much for joining us.
Paul
again
loves
this
a silver bear.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. If you want to contact us, please follow us on Twitter. I'm at Paul Wheatley. He's at Dr. Nasty Flaps. The network is at British Tech. If you want to
Don't
email
follow
us,
me, it's a total waste of time.
BritishTechNetwork@gmail.com. Head on over our Facebook page. Lots of stuff happens there. Head on over our Google Plus page. Nothing happens there. And please remember the Bash, 4th of July. Come along and join us. And all good. We will see you again in 2 weeks. Good night.
Huzzah!
Goodbye.